fishermen reeled in quite the catch off the Florida Keys in 2011, and scientists just discovered what exactly it was.
A fisherman in Newfoundland has hauled in a tale to tell. You might or might not want to take a look at this. Oh, that thing is there. What's going through your mind?
Wow, look at this thing. This is crazy.
A mystery creature washes up on a South Georgia beach and it has everyone scratching their heads. Is it a shark? Is it some kind of sea monster?
Looking anything but normal, these creepy-looking creatures await people to explore them.
Oh my gosh, that's a monster head!
And when they do, this is how it goes. Be it their strange appearances, weirdly structured bodies, or bizarre behaviors, these critters with their extraordinary features will leave you stunned. Baby fish. In Africa, a fisherman found a baby fish with a strange look. It was a shark, and each head had its own set of bright eyes and sharp teeth. Its body was perfectly symmetrical, with two heads at one end and a single tail at the other. Realizing he had discovered something special, the fisherman quickly contacted local fishing experts. They were amazed by his finding, as two-headed sharks are extremely rare. They suspected that the shark might have developed this way due to genetic mutations. The two-headed shark was carefully taken to a laboratory for study. Experts were very excited to examine that rare and strange shark. Two-headed dolphin. A man vacationing in Turkey saw something strange at the beach in Izmir when he found a lifeless dolphin with two heads washed up on the shore. That was very unusual, so he called the beach authorities. They took the two-headed dolphin to an expert. The expert studied it and said the dolphin was about 1 year old. They were surprised and wanted to learn more, how the dolphin ended up with two heads. Such mutations are exceptionally rare in marine mammals, while the exact cause of it is still unknown. Two-headed catfish. In Indonesia, a fisherman on his regular fishing day caught an unusual fish that he placed in his pink bucket, which he always carried to collect his catch. It was a brown two-headed catfish. This strange fish had two fully formed heads, each with its own set of eyes and mouth. Realizing the fish was of no use to him, the fisherman decided to let it go. He gently placed the two-headed catfish back into the ocean, allowing it to continue its life in the deep waters, leaving a tale of wonder behind. Handful of fishes. A fisherman was out by the river hoping to catch some fish for dinner, but what he found in his trap was quite unexpected. He came across a handful of tiny little fishes in his hands. They opened their mouths wide when he brought something close as if they were hungry. These were not just normal fish to eat at dinner, they were eel-gobies, a type of fish found in Australia. But the fact they were eerily joined together made it all a bit creepy. After viewing it, the fisherman carefully put them back in the river to let them swim free. It was an interesting catch, even if they weren't good for eating. Monster fish. In 2017, there was a fish that would try to bite anyone who went too close to the lake. The locals were terrified of it and named it a monstrous fish. After a long time, the fish was finally caught at lakeshore. Some people thought it might be a mutant created by waste dumped into the lake by a chemical factory. Some said it looked like a mix of a giant piranha's head and the body of a fish called a burbot. The mystery was solved when experts revealed it was a wolffish, a fierce predator that normally lives in the very cold Arctic waters. While the people were relieved to know what it was, the story of the monster fish became a famous tale in the town. Mutant surprise. During a fishing trip in Thailand, some fishermen left stunned when they caught a weird fish in their nets. It looked similar to an eel, but had super sharp teeth, almost like a mutant. This tough fish kept moving around, even after being pulled from the sea onto the boat. Every time someone poked it, it opened its big mouth, showing those razor-sharp teeth. The fishermen were both amazed and a bit spooked by their unusual find of a mutant. Giant shark catch.
Fishermen in northeastern Eerily recently found a huge surprise in their net, a rare goblin shark.
Fishermen in northeastern Taiwan recently got a huge 800-kilogram surprise in his net. It was a rare goblin shark. Even among sharks, this particular specimen looked exceptionally scary with its long, flat nose and poked-out jaws. Initially believed to be a prehistoric predator, further examination by the Fisheries Research Institute revealed it to be a rare species, often referred to as a living fossil, presumed to have gone extinct. Initially, the fishermen intended to sell the shark to a restaurant. However, the Taiwan Ocean Artistic Museum bid to purchase it for preservation as a specimen.
Initially, they intended to sell the shark to a restaurant.
But the Taiwan Ocean Artistic Museum bought it off them for preservation as a specimen.
The shark now serves as a fascinating exhibit, reminding visitors of the ocean's mysterious and ancient creatures. Mutant fish. In a river of Primorsky Krai, Russia, a fisherman's routine hunt took a strange turn when he caught a mutant fish with two mouths in his trap. It had one mouth on its neck and another on its face, giving it the appearance of a beast. Its bottom seemed to be filled with a transparent liquid that was dripping out. The mutant fish measured around 8 inches long. Locals were confused by the strange catch, arguing over what kind of fish it could be. They speculated it might be a mutated version of the Chinese slipper or the European eel. Whatever its origins, the creature's freakish appearance left no doubt in the fisherman's mind that he had caught a real-life monster fish. Puzzling discovery. In Thailand, a local fisherman made a discovery that captured worldwide attention. He captured a creepy creature with a cartoonish head and a fish-like tail, but no hair or fins over the body. It had a slimy, slippery body which added to its eeriness. The locals near it came and started guessing that it could be a lifeless mutated mermaid, or maybe a big lizard floating on the shore. Even scientists were confused and could not exactly figure out what it was. They thought it might be a mutation caused by pollution or other environmental issues. Devilfish. On New Year's Day, when people were celebrating, a Russian fisherman named Federsov was out on the Norwegian Sea. He pulled up his net and got a big shock. Inside was a black fish that looked like it came from outer space. Unaware of its name, he named it as devilfish. This weird fish had a mouth so puffy, it seemed ready to pop, and eyes that bulge out like marbles. It was so strange that Federsov just had to take a picture with a fish. Afterwards, it was sold in a fish market, so you might find it for your next dinner. Frog-like fish. A very unusual video from a museum in Africa appeared online after a visit of students from a school trip. In a small fish tank, a strange mutated fish swam around. It had a sunny frog-like face, but a fish's tail. The face was swollen, almost as if it had air inside its mouth, and it had two small hand-like limbs. That odd appearance made it look similar to a mix between a frog and a fish. The museum quickly became a popular spot for visitors.
It seems like everybody is getting plastic surgery out here,
wanting to see the strange fish. The marine experts continued to study it, hoping to learn more about its unusual features. Scary find. This man saw a fish that looked like it came straight out of a scary movie. It was in late June 2019 when he was spending a day at the pier of the river. As he looked out over the water, he noticed a large black fish gliding through. The dude instantly took out his phone to record the strange fish. It was a jet black fish with hollow-looking eyes that scared the man. The video quickly spread online, and experts were able to identify it as a megamouth shark. Though they look haunting with their big mouths and dark color, these sharks are actually harmless to humans and very rarely seen. Weird fish. In China, some fishermen caught a very weird fish. Its body looked normal, but its head was super strange. It had a round, puffy forehead and a pointy beak, kind of a pigeon or even a tiny dolphin. Soon, everyone was talking about it. Pictures of the odd fish were all over the internet. People kept asking, "What is this thing?" One of the fish experts finally said it was just a carp. a common fish but with an unusual head shape. But that didn't stop people from guessing. Some even joke that maybe it's a secret mix of a carp and a dolphin. Of course, that can't really happen. But that amusing fish surprised everyone, and they started thinking, should it fly in the sky or swim in the water? Baby shark. Off the coast of Indonesia, while fishing from Rute in East Nusa Tenggara, Abdullah Nuran caught a pregnant shark. He took a knife and gave a cut to its stomach. When he opened the stomach, he found 3 baby sharks inside. One of them looked really strange, like the baby shark cartoon character. Its face looked more like a human than a regular shark.
Hiu berbentuk manusia.
Nuran carefully stored that weird baby shark in a jar, keeping it safe. Dr. David Schiffman, a research scientist, suggested its unique appearance could be due to a rare birth defect called partial cyclopia. Toothy grin. In Maryland, a fisherman had quite a shocking encounter with a strange creature below the bridge. As he looked at it more closely, he found the fish had a mouth full of teeth that looked just identical to human teeth. This strange resemblance gave the impression of the fish talking to the fisherman, while in reality, it was just a sheephead fish swimming in the shallow water. It made a short appearance into the camera, and after a little sight disappeared into the water. These fish are commonly found along the Atlantic Ocean, and the weirdly shaped teeth actually help it to crush shellfish. Massive fish. A fishing day off the rocks on the mid-north coast turned amazing as he caught big fish. He was casting his fishing lines when suddenly his rod bent over with a strong pull. At that time, he knew something huge was trapped. After many tries, he managed to catch the fish weighing 30 kilograms. The boy couldn't pull it up by himself. His friend came to help, and together, they got the big silver fish out of the water. It was a Jewfish, also called a mulloway. He was so excited and happy about his catch and started to pose for pictures with the mulloway and quickly shared them on social media for everyone to see. It was a day he would never forget. Human-faced fish. A scuba diver recently came across a strange floating fish deep in the ocean of Japan. That fish had a human-like face and was white in color. It appeared to have just finished its lunch as it looked quite bulky. The fish swam past the diver. Its human-like face made the encounter even more strange. The fish continued on its way into the deep ocean, not bothering the diver. This rare and unusual encounter left the diver with a story to tell everyone. Short-nosed sturgeon. While walking on New Dorp Beach in Staten Island, a visitor saw something strange that looked like a snake, but it was more than that.
Looks like a short nose.
It turned out to be a fish. It had golden dots all over its body.
Well, this is sturgeon number 2.
And was identified as a short-nosed sturgeon. It was lying on the sand with waves gently washing over it.
And this is New Dorp Beach.
Short-nosed sturgeons are rare and typically live in rivers and coastal waters. Suddenly, a big wave came and carried the sturgeon back into the sea, leaving the visitor amazed by the brief encounter. Colossal squid.
I have finally caught the Mediterranean beef squid.
While boating in a river, a man saw a giant aquatic animal. It was a Mediterranean beef squid. This was a very strange incident because these squids live in the ocean, not rivers. The squid was huge with a long, smooth body and a reddish-brown color. It had big eyes and many long tentacles with strong suction cups.
Dang, bro. These tentacles, bro, they're detachable.
The man was very excited and carefully handled the big squid, making a video to show his amazing catch to everyone. Local authorities were called. They took the Mediterranean beef squid and moved it to a nearby museum. Alien fish.
Melanistic alligator gar.
In May 2022, 2 Texas fishermen caught a rare fish from a lake that looked almost similar to an alien. It was a black alligator gar, recognized for its high melanin levels, giving it a dark, almost black appearance. The fishermen knew how special it was and decided to keep it in their private aquarium. He shared some pictures with a marine biologist, and the expert mentioned that these unique fish could grow up to 10 feet long and weigh as much as 350 pounds. Understanding its importance to the ecosystem, the fishermen eventually released the black alligator alligator gar back into the lake, ensuring it could thrive in its natural habitat. Giant crab. A Japanese boater came across something astonishing on the beach in Fukushima. The object was far larger than anything the boater had seen before. Waves gently washed over it as the boater moved closer. To his surprise, it turned out to be a crab. But not just any crab, as it was twice the size of an average one. Its powerful claws and sturdy legs were striking. After documenting the enormous crab, the boater contacted local marine authorities. After being moved to a marine refuge, the crab gained popularity among tourists. Japanese giant salamander. Adventurers filmed a massive amphibian in Japan. It was one of the largest salamanders in the world. This impressive animal can grow up to 5 feet long and weigh up to 55 pounds. It had a mix of black and grayish colors with a shiny body. The adventurers were thrilled by its size and unique appearance. The Japanese giant salamander quickly returned to the lake, disappearing into the water. The adventurers shared their footage with local wildlife experts, helping raise awareness about the importance of protecting these amazing creatures in their natural habitats. Mutant fish. A diver's catch turned into a surprising meal. While diving in a local river, a man discovered a mutant fish. The fish had a unique shape, distinctive features, and a pale color that made it stand out. Appealed by its appearance, the diver brought the fish back to his home. Proudly showing off his catch, he examined it more closely, noting its odd fin placement and unusual skin texture. He skillfully prepared a sweet and sour hot pot, incorporating fresh vegetables and aromatic spices. Proudly showing off his catch, he decided to cook it. He prepared a sweet and sour hot pot, transforming the peculiar fish into a delicious meal for his friends and family. Mystery beast. A fisherman had caught a very big blackfish, but he tried hard to pull the heavy fish up onto the pier. The blackfish's slow, winding movements in the trap were making it look like a monster, and were enough to make even the bravest fisherman feel nervous. Even though it was just a fish, the blackfish's huge size and strange movements made it seem almost like a creepy creature from a horror movie. It was a reminder that even in familiar waters, nature can still surprise and unsettle those who think they have seen everything. Huge fishy meal. 3 brothers in Japan made a surprising find that led to a tasty debate. They found a 600-pound Napoleon fish near a river in Japan. Despite the majestic size, what made the catch worth all the struggle was its unique ability to change its color. It continuously excreted slimy secretions, and soon after the fishermen washed it, the bizarre-looking fish changed its color. Well, I believe this was some sort of superpower these fish possess. Once they were done with a quick examination, the fishermen mutually agreed on sending the fish to the National Research Center to know further details about the unique appearance. Eaten fish. A group of friends on a trip to Florida saw a terrifying species while walking along a beach. It was a huge black fish washed up on the shore. The fish had big bite marks over the neck area, and its bottom part was missing. It looked like a huge shark predator had attacked and eaten chunks of the fish. The sunfish was carefully placed on the sand by concerned onlookers. Unfortunately, despite their efforts, the fish did not survive. Local wildlife authorities were contacted, and they ensured the sunfish was disposed of properly, keeping the beach safe and clean. Guppy's catch. In a small green pond, a clever fisherman had a smart plan to catch a lot of fish at once. He used a special technique and placed a trap in the water. Then he threw some fish food into the trap. The guppies smelled the tasty food and swam into the trap. Soon they were all caught together. With his clever idea, the fisherman caught them in bulk and sold them in the fish market. His technique went very well. As soon as the strange strategy was captured on camera and was shared online, it got adopted by several fishermen who all called it a success. Lifeless shark. People walking on the beach found something very sad, a big lifeless fish. Well, it was none other than a thresher shark. These sharks usually swim far out in the ocean and have a long, skinny tail, but this one was lying still in the sand, while the exact reason behind the strange stranding is unknown. It probably got sick or was stuck in a fishing net. People called for help. The authorities arrived quickly and looked at the shark before taking it away for further investigation. The subscriber's pick. In the summer of 2013, Dennis King from Orcas Island found a lifeless species. It was a harbor seal near his home in Olga. He reported it to the San Juan County Marine Mammal Stranding Network, and volunteers collected the carcass. CDOC interns Kay Wickenus and Liz Anderson found out the mother seal died trying to give birth to conjoined twins, a very rare event in marine mammals. A necropsy confirmed the twins were equally developed, marking the first known case in harbor seals. Tests showed no contaminants, suggesting a genetic error. This case highlights the need for more studies on wildlife diseases. What other mysteries could be out there?